Bonjour and welcome to DITC Social live on Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube. I'm so glad to have you join me this evening, and thank you to my guests for being here. Tonight we will be discussing some hot topics, but keeping them light and fluffy, and also taking some of your questions. So feel free to comment on whatever platform that you are on, and we will bring you into the conversation. Ce soir, nous discuterons de certains sujets, mais les gardant légers et amusants et en répondant à certaines de vos questions. N'hésitez pas de faire part avec vos commentaires, quel que ce soit sur la plateforme laquelle que vous vous trouvez, et nous ferons participer à la conversation. I want to preface this conversation by stating that this is a safe space and that our conversation today is based on mutual respect, openness, and understanding. Je tiens à préciser que nous sommes dans un contexte sécuritaire et que la conversation d'aujourd'hui se doit être imprégnante de respect mutuel, d'ouverture et de compréhension. October is Disability Employment Awareness Month and LGBTQ2+ History Month. This will be the last time I'm able to provide you a Did You Know? Le mois d'octobre est le mois de sensibilisation à l'emploi des personnes handicapées et mois de l'histoire LGBTQ2+. Ceci est la dernière fois que je peux vous fournir un Le savez-vous? Launching the last Did You Know? La dernière Le savez-vous? October's National Disability and Employment Awareness Month. The goal during this month is to increase awareness of the positive outcomes of hiring persons with disabilities in Canada. Employers are encouraged to take part in the nationwide campaign that highlights the positive contributions that employees with disabilities make to Canadian workplaces. National Disability Employment Awareness Month is an excellent opportunity. It's an excellent opportunity employment for service providers to demonstrate their ongoing commitment to Canadians with disabilities by paying tribute to the accomplishments of the many men and women with disabilities whose work help keeps the Canadian economy strong. Wow, this is hard for someone who's dyslexic. LGBTQ2+, History Month. When asked about the history of Pride, often the first thing that comes to people's minds are the Stonewall riots. Canada, however, has its own rich history and turning points into the struggle for the eventual celebration of LGBTQ2+ rights. The most well-known of these are the Toronto raids, which led to riots that turned into what is today a vibrant Pride festival. It was not the only turning point in our history, so we present to you, we're not presenting you a timeline. I really should read these speaking notes a lot more before I start. Our expansive history, and that this is not by any means a comprehensive list. You're not seeing the list, sorry about that. All right, let's bring on some guests. Amenons les invités. Mon premier invité sur l'émission de cette semaine est Sylvain Mercier de The Disco Fever Experience, pour parler de la discothèque que vous aimez. Revivez l'histoire du disco. L'expérience Disco Fever vous ramène 40 ans en arrière quand les gens avaient des boucles en miroir dans les yeux. Revenez au cœur des années 70 quand les discothèques du monde entier sont pris d'assaut par le disco. Une fusion de styles différents comme le funk et le soul. Revivez ces nuits sauvages où vous avez dansé sur les tubes immortels de Gloria Gaynor, Kool and the Gang, Bee Gees, Donna Summer et Casey and the Sunshine Band. Profitez d'une expérience multisensorielle accompagnée d'une douzaine d'artistes éblouissantes qui vous feraient vibrer avec effets visuels sonores saisants. Il est temps d'attraper un fièvre. Salut Sylvain, comment ça va? Là, je dois faire ça. Pause, attends. Oh my God. J'ai besoin de plus de mains. I need more hands. This is hard to be producer and everything. Bonjour, Sylvain.
Bonsoir, ça va bien? Merci.
Ben, ça va très bien, merci et vous?
Oui, super. Merci beaucoup. Merci de l'invitation.
Ah, ben c'est mon plaisir. Alors, que faites-vous bon avec le disco?
Ben, dans le sens que le disco, on a monté, pas un band, mais un concept musical sur le disco a duré 10 belles années. Alors, c'est ce qu'on a produit, c'est ce qu'on a reproduit sur scène. Et c'est ce qu'on délivre un peu partout où on va jouer. Alors, c'est un concept musical qui est assez intéressant. Et en plus, c'est de la musique intemporelle, dans le sens qu'on l'entend très, très bien encore aujourd'hui, soit dans les ascenseurs, à la radio, un peu partout. On l'entend encore dans même les supermarchés. Puis les gens, si tu fais un party chez toi, puis tu mets un peu de disco, c'est sûr que ça bouge.
Ah ben oui, c'est sûr.
Oui, c'était une belle époque. C'est une époque qui était... il y avait beaucoup de consommateurs. C'est une époque où la révolution sexuelle s'est exprimée en plus. Alors, c'est vraiment une époque qui était vraiment différente de ce qu'on vit aujourd'hui.
Ben oui, c'est sûr. Puis on va montrer un petit clip plus tard, un petit clip que vous avez ça a l'air vraiment cool, mais on va en parler plus tard. Mais là, for now, I'm going to bring on my second and third guests. I gotta remember what most I'm picking now. The show this week is Jesse Reynolds and Jenna Mosher. How about I get them on?
Hello. Hi. We're here. We're queer. How you doing?
Between Jesse's lack of filter, which you just heard, and Jenna's offbeat take of life, you're guaranteed a hilarious wine-filled rundown of with this week's zaniest headlines. Hey, you two crazy kids, how are ya?
Oh, we're good. Drinking wine, talking crazy headlines.
Got chihuahuas.
Yeah.
Oh, chihuahuas. You're so cute. I see your babies online all the time.
Yeah, they're cute when they're quiet.
Yeah, right. Ilian de.
Sure.
Did I say that right?
Which one?
I said Ilian de. There's two.
Wait, Yana deux.
Sylvain, come on, give me props. That was French, wasn't it?
Yana deux.
You guys are doing all right?
Yeah, we're just four little ladies sitting here having a good time. We made a nice dinner tonight because we do our recordings together. So we had a curry tonight, keeping it spicy, curry and wine.
Ooh,
good thing we're both single.
Yes.
Well, you never know.
Right.
You never know.
Mr. Right or Mr. Right Now could be watching, one of the two.
Right, exactly. But not when we're drinking wine and eating curry.
Together, yeah. But one good thing is the pandemic has not affected the podcast, so we are glad to have that to keep us through.
That's good, yes. Well, we're going to get into a couple of questions. I'm going to ask each of you a couple of questions, keeping it light and fluffy. And we're going to bring in some viewer questions as well once they start chiming in on whatever one of the three platforms that they are on.
What if they don't, Andre? What if they don't chime in? What are we gonna do?
Well, we've got lots to talk about. I'm sure we've got enough. You saw the script. Yes, people, this is scripted. Some of it, not all of it. Sylvain, tu es le fondateur du groupe. Aimerais-tu expliquer votre implication aux revues?
Oui, je suis l'instigateur du groupe. J'ai parti ça sur une idée. Parce que cette époque-là du disco dans les années 70, je trouvais qu'on l'interprétait beaucoup, mais d'une façon où on l'a fait présentement, on compte une histoire dans notre show. Alors, c'est pour ça que, en fin de compte, j'ai parti ça sur une gageure, alors que j'étais pas musicien du tout au début. Alors, j'ai commencé à jouer de la musique suite à un accident d'auto, puis j'ai parti ce projet-là. Et ça déboule. Ça nous a amené à jouer pour la première partie des Beach Boys à Montréal. Oh, wow. Et on fait les grandes salles de spectacle aussi. Alors, on a fait la salle Odyssée, on a joué à Granby, on joue à Montréal, on joue un peu partout. Alors, c'est le but de ça, c'est de garder l'esprit disco vivant.
Ouais, ben Jesse and Jenna, you guys must have grown up with a little bit of disco back in the day.
Oh boy, you just hit a nerve.
I don't. I'm not going to be blunt, but I grew up in a household that was very much. My father was very much into the classic rock, and we never had disco in my house, unfortunately.
She won't put up with it. Even when I try to put it on now, she gets so upset. What is this disco crap? And I just want to stay alive.
Well, Jesse, for you, I've got a 2-minute clip of the Disco Fever Experience. Jenna, block your ears. And you're lucky because I almost played what's her name, Carly Rae Jepsen video at the end.
My best friend.
I didn't want to upset you, so I voted against it. So, all right. Bon, je vais vous montrer un clip de Disco Fever Experience. I'm going to show you a clip of Disco Fever Experience. So, here's what it is. Enjoy.
Mesdames et messieurs, nous sommes heureux de vous accueillir ce soir. Préparez-vous à vivre une expérience. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Keeps you warm, and I used to cry, but now I'm home. I gotta buy and you see me. Somebody new. The numbers late, almost rang the phone off the wall. Looking for some hot stuff, baby, this evening. Celebrate good times, come on. Celebrate.
Whoa, c'est vraiment
Merci
cool,
pour le...
ça. That's awesome. Oh,
Merci.
you guys are too small. There we go.
Merci.
Bon,
On est
c'est vraiment
effectivement
cool.
on est une douzaine d'artistes sur scène avec des danseuses. Il y a toujours un invité spécial qui vient nous rejoindre. Comme vous avez vu tantôt, c'est Martinez qui fait beaucoup de shows avec nous, qui est une icône des années 70-80. Alors, c'est vraiment plaisant. Les gens la reconnaissent et on s'amuse tout simplement. Et les gens participent beaucoup dans la salle, comme vous avez vu tantôt. Il y a beaucoup de gens qui sont debout. C'est rare qu'on n'a pas un spectacle ou même il y a des gens qui viennent costumés nous voir. On a un fanbase qui est assez... qui est pas mal le fun de ce côté-là. Fait que c'est de la musique, c'est le genre de musique qu'on fait, mais c'est un spectacle qui a été conçu pour les salles de spectacle et certains festivals. Alors, c'est la transition qu'on fait présentement et on est sur une lancée. C'est dommage qu'il y a la pandémie présentement parce qu'on ne joue pas, mais ça nous permet de faire autre chose par contre.
Ben, vous n'en faites pas virtuel?
On lance pas la serviette comme ça. Au contraire, ça nous donne le temps de vraiment de travailler encore plus fort, d'aller chercher d'autres répertoires et de travailler parce que chacun dans le groupe qu'on a, travaille un petit peu de leur côté aussi. Alors, on travaille présentement à des concours, on est en studio. On fait toutes sortes de choses comme ça.
Oh, c'est cool. Awesome. Well, he's basically saying that he was in a band and now they're on a break.
That's what my ex said.
We're on a break.
But it's never come back. We've been on that break. Yeah.
You're still on that break? Yeah.
Still on that break. Never heard from him again. I'm sure you're in a band. You can empathize with that.
Yeah.
You have roadies that come in and out. It's like the wind.
Yeah.
I just want somebody to come in and out. That's all I want.
There you go. Well, Jesse, we can put your phone number up somewhere at the end of it. And
well, maybe my Instagram. Let's start there.
Well, speaking of Jesse and Jenna, so what is a messy podcast?
So, I mean, the reason we came up with the name Messy Podcast, Messy, is because we always have moments and we say we're such a mess and we're perfectly imperfect. So we were sitting there trying to come up with a name and
yeah, well, we thought
it was a messy time in our life.
It sure was a messy time in our lives, but also we wanted to warn the people what they were getting into. You know, we're very transparent. That's one of our best qualities. So we thought right off the bat, this might be messy, bitch. And you know what? If it is, that's on you because you clicked on it and it was right in the title. So that's for me where messy comes from.
So you're saying it's a disclaimer.
It's a disclaimer, not a promise.
Yes.
Disclaimers are good. So we're actually going to show a little clip that I found. And I think you two are hilarious. And you're drinking Milky's favorite drink is what I actually remember.
Pink Whitney.
Oh yeah.
Here's a clip. We'll be right back.
Cheese, we're gonna have to get you one of those lock boxes. You know, people hide their Halloween candy from like their spouse in the fridge. So we're gonna get you one of those. Why are you making that face, Jenna?
Jesse brought. Oh.
Pink Whitney. Whoop, whoop, whoop.
Oh,
I love this shit.
ew! You would. It reminds you of drinking Kool-Aid when you were a kid. Hey.
Ooh. Yeah, no, actually, well, kind of. You know what I used to do that's gonna gross me out when I was a kid? You know the juice concentrates, like grape juice and stuff? I used to.
Oh, the frozen ones?
Yeah.
Yeah, and you
What?
eat it with a spoon.
Oh no, I would mix
Oh.
it with like Sprite, more sugar,
Oh.
and then drink it. Like, you wonder why I was chubs.
I used to eat it with a spoon, especially the orange juice ones,
Oh, because it'd be like,
like a Slurpee.
mmm.
Because I was never allowed Slurpees or things like that. So that would be my idea of being like sneaky and getting a treat.
Which those probably have so much more sugar than a real Slurpee. But see, this is a good lesson for parents. Kids will find a way.
Oh yeah. And I used to sneak like ramen noodle packs and eat them raw.
Oh yeah, that was a big thing at recess until everyone started saying it gives you worms. That's not true, is it?
I don't know.
How could they give you worms?
My mom said when you eat anything raw, like raw dough, raw cookie dough, you could get worms
You could.
because it's raw eggs or something. I
Come
don't know.
on.
Whatever.
Come on.
We just thought of a better idea. Vodka in the orange juice concentrate with a spoon would be genius.
See, some people say potato. I say vodka.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, you can make vodka out of potatoes.
That's right. That's right. Oh my God, this is hilarious.
Yeah. No, we had a lot of fun together.
Sure.
Yeah, and so how long have you been on Milky's Blast the Radio? And you've won an award as well, right?
That's right, baby. Ottawa's favorite podcast. Right before the pandemic, we just slid in like, you know, dirt in the skirt. We got in. Really, that award ceremony was like February or late January. So it was right before the pandemic. But yes, Ottawa's favorite podcast. We were super excited to receive that because when you start a podcast, which everybody has, you think, is anyone going to listen to this? So it really validated that people did listen and they liked it.
Good. And I know you followed every single Canada Drag Race queen on that as well.
Yeah, we did our best. We tried to snag them all up afterwards. And I have so much respect for those ladies. And as like a female, I just don't know how I'm so envious of what they're able to do with their makeup. And also, even prior to Canada's Drag Race, we interviewed a few local drag queens, and just seeing the craft, like I just compare it to me and when I was playing national level soccer, you know, like there was no difference in what you do. You're dedicated no matter what. And I just have the utmost respect for them. And I think they deserve all the publicity and all the, you know, spotlight that they can get because it's growing. The drag community in Canada is growing and it's getting good and fierce.
As you know, Horizon.
Yes, well, it's not just that. It's also the LGBT singers like Drake that are having a hard time too. And the karaokes are not happening anymore.
Sorry, I thought you were talking about
the real Drake.
The real Drake. I was like
Drake
really?
from Toronto? No.
I was like, really?
He means the country singer.
Yes, the country singer from Ottawa.
Not just singers, comedians. Don't leave us out of it, bitch. I mean, all of us.
True.
When we swear on this program, but all live entertainment is really suffering right now. So, like I said, podcasting is a great outlet to be able to keep going.
Yeah, for sure. And,
it is.
And Sylvain, you're doing, toi aussi, tu fais beaucoup de tournage, videographing and filming a lot of stuff.
Je fais des tournages, c'est pas des tournages comme on le croit. Présentement, on m'a offert 2 plateformes de télé. Alors, je tourne présentement des films. Alors, c'est des films sur ma vie, sur le succès que j'ai eu, parce que j'ai eu une histoire de vie qui est quand même différente des autres. Et c'est une leçon de courage. C'est une leçon de courage. Alors, on a fini un film la semaine passée et ça devrait prendre lieu sur ma TV, sur Vidéotron. C'est une émission d'environ sur 1 heure. C'est à peu près 1 heure, une bonne demi-heure, 1 heure. sur ma vie, et un personnage qui est Sylvain Mercier. Et après ça, on a une télésérie qui s'en vient, dont je vais faire partie avec un cinéaste de la région aussi. Puis on va voir peut-être sur... on est en négociation probablement avec, je crois que c'est Canal Vie.
Oh, wow. Mais ça fait longtemps que j'ai pas vu Canal V. I think the last time
ça fait longtemps qu'on en a parlé. Les choses prennent du temps. Les choses prennent du temps à cause du COVID, justement, à tourner.
Oui.
Mais tout dans le respect de la distanciation, tout, je crois que le deuxième film devrait se faire bientôt. Suite à ça, d'autres aussi. Alors, je travaille beaucoup présentement avec le pianiste de Martine Sinclair, puis qui a déjà joué avec Céline Dion, etc. Alors, on a participé à un concours.
We understood that.
Yeah, we know it.
Yeah. So,
Love when I loved you one true time.
Alors, on a participé à un concours avec Stephen Bishop, avec François, et une des chanteuses du groupe. Et on s'est rendu... on s'est qualifié je ne sais pas quelle position est arrivée exactement, mais on a bien qualifié parce qu'on a repris un hit de Stephen Bishop, mais de toute façon, alors qui n'est pas disco du tout. Et puis, juste pour vous situer avec Stephen Bishop, c'est lui qui a fait On and On, un grand succès, et probablement un de ses plus gros succès, c'est avec Phil Collins, avec Separate Lives. Alors, présentement, nos contacts sont vraiment comme ça, fait qu'on travaille de ce côté-là.
Oh, c'est bon, c'est vraiment bon. So we're getting a hello from KP Proulx, loving me some Jesse and Jenna.
We're loving some KP.
Hey, KP.
Yeah. Wait till you see the video she submitted to me a little later on to close the show. It's a wicked Wizard of Oz kind of inspired.
Ooh, happy Halloween.
With a little eye candy for Jesse in there too at the beginning. Well,
a little eye candy for Jesse or of
Jenna?
Jesse? Yeah, that's what I'm
Jenna too. Yeah, for Jenna too, for sure. Until he's got blood all over him and they rip his guts out. So.
Oh, then it's
I
just.
don't want him anymore.
I've been into true crime since grade 7, so that might be my thing. Okay.
She
and
can
my little nieces are watching. Hello, Sophie, Zoe, and Alexa. So let's get a question to Jesse and Jenna. So what is your most memorable guest? Guest.
Together or each?
I guarantee you we're going to have very different opinions on this.
Yeah, let's do each. Make it more interesting.
There's a difference because I have a heart and Jesse doesn't. So,
well, I guess I'll go with, okay, the biggest star we ever got initially was Sally Jesse Raphael, which everybody remembers her, which was huge for us. That was pretty, but that's not my answer. My answer is going to be Kirstie Alley. Yes, the Trump-supporting Scientologist. Kirstie
that you had a couple of months ago, didn't you?
Yes, and the reason she's my favorite is not only have we remained text friends, Andre, but she was our first Zoom interview when the pandemic hit. So it was a big deal for us because we were pivoting and like, how are we we're so used to doing it in person. All of a sudden we couldn't see each other. We didn't know how we were going to keep this going. And so all of a sudden, I guess Kirstie Alley was doing nothing at home too. And so she was like, okay, I'll talk to you clowns. And we did it over Zoom and she was a mess. She couldn't figure out her camera with the whole thing. Watch it on YouTube. So yeah, that was really cool for me because it was a pivotal moment and one of the biggest stars we've ever had. I mean, cheers, hello. That's our tagline.
Yeah, really.
It's always meeting celebrities. I've never been a celebrity hag, I've never been one to be very awed by them.
You got that right. That's what she just called me a hag.
But for me, it's about the connection with these real people with these incredible stories or just their whole willingness to share their life with us. Not too long ago, we had an episode and her name was Wendy, right?
Wendy, yes.
Yeah. And you know, we get a lot of these letters from listeners that we remain anonymous, and they're all these very difficult conundrums that a lot of people go through. A lot has to do with a sexual nature, but they asked for a genuine opinion, and she actually had the kahunas to come on to our podcast through phone and speak with us directly. And that to me was great, because I'm like, thank you so much for opening your life and sharing such intimate details with us and our audience.
But still under the name Wendy. It wasn't, you didn't know her real name.
Well, no, that was her real first name, and we gave her the opportunity to change it. But she said no, she'll give the first name. And I love that episode too, because it showed people that our listener letters are real. We didn't hire her; she wasn't an actress; it was a real person. And so, if more people want to come on with sleazy stories, we're available.
Yes, well, we're gonna have to make sure that in the event we can post your email address. But it's Jesse and Jenna Messi. What's your email?
Jesse made this when he was a little on wine.
And we didn't think anybody would ever email us.
Yeah, but he made it Jesse and Jenna's messy podcast at gmail.com.
All one word.
All one word.
So just the show title at gmail.com.
I said, Jesse, you didn't think messypodcast.com would be or messy podcast at gmail.com?
It was taken.
Sure.
I know diversitycapital.tv is really long to type most of the time too. I should have found a shorter name, but it is what it is.
But here we are.
Yeah, it's just an example of why we're messy.
Well, that's the way we've got to have some fun in these times too, right? So, and that's why I keep these shows going too, because we need some laughter. I'm tired of watching the news all the time, and there's nothing on TV because, well, TV sucks.
And we've watched everything.
Yeah, pretty much we have too. Sylvain, quels sont les endroits que le spectacle a eu lieu et où vous allez maintenant pendant la pandémie?
Pendant la pandémie, on continue à travailler surtout au studio. On fait des projets individuels présentement. Mais le dernier show qu'on a fait, ça remonte en septembre. Alors, on a fait ce qu'on appelle un ciné-parc temporaire. Alors, les gens venaient avec leurs autos. On a fait ça à Elmer.
Ah, Elmer.
Et la chose, oui, on a fait ça à Elmer au Château Cartier. Et la chose qui était vraiment différente dans ce ciné-parc-là, habituellement, tu rentres au ciné-parc, tu allumes ta radio dans l'auto, tu écoutes ça, tout le monde écoute ça. Bon, celui en arrière, faut que tu montes le volume un peu plus. Celui à côté, il aime peut-être moins ça. Alors, nous autres, ce qu'on a fait ça complètement différent. Alors, tout le monde qui rentrait avait une paire d'écouteurs. On pouvait ajuster le volume à son goût. Alors, s'il y en a qui écoutaient ça moins fort ou plus fort, et puis les gens pouvaient sortir de leur voiture du même côté. Puis les gens, ces écouteurs-là allument. Alors, on appelle ça un 0 décibel parce que nous, on n'avait pas de système de son. Tout passait par 0 décibel comme un quiet event. Et les gens dansaient, puis tout ce que tu voyais, c'est des lumières bleues sautillées. Puis si on vient sur notre site, à Disco Fever Experiance.ca, on le voit, là, il y a quelque chose sur le dernier show, un beau petit vidéo, qui donne un avant-goût de ce qu'on a fait. On s'est réinventé, en fin de compte, c'est ce qu'on a fait. Alors, on pouvait jouer très tard le soir. Il n'y avait aucun bruit parce qu'il n'y a rien de miké. Tout passe par les écouteurs de haute qualité de gamme et on pouvait écouter ça au volume qu'on voulait. On pouvait danser en même temps. C'était bien.
Mais je sais qu'il y a plusieurs chanteurs country. Jesse, you did one of those drive-in events, right? Was it a sound system or was it earphones in everybody's ears? Or
it was in their car, so it was the same as if you were at a drive-in movie. So you tune your stereo to a certain frequency and it came through your car speakers. So it was interesting because when you were on stage or you were watching, like we were watching other comedians on stage and you couldn't hear what they were saying because it was broadcast to everybody's car. So all of a sudden all the cars would start honking, which were the laughs, but you're like, oh, I guess it was funny. Because, you know, you could, if you weren't in a car, you couldn't hear it was the point.
Yeah. Sylvain was just saying that they had a 0 decibel one where everybody had earbuds. And so they were on stage and they performed and there was no music happening on the outside. Everything went right in through a system and into everybody's ears. And
Right. So, you know, in Ottawa, we have something, unfortunately, we didn't this year because of COVID, but Glow Fair.
Yep.
Down on Bank Street. It's a free event. It's amazing, but they have a silent disco and it's the same thing. Everyone buys a pair of headphones.
The same thing.
Yeah, 2 channels and you pick. And I actually know, speaking of COVID, there's like a neighborhood of like a suburban neighborhood my friend lives in. And they just wanted the kids to have some fun one night. So they rented a bunch of them and found like a field because it was out in like Farhaven somewhere. And, and they let the kids dance in the field with the silent disco. And it was great because it doesn't bother anyone.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't. That's a great idea.
No, that's
actually.
right. That's right.
Like I know.
Wait till close to 11 at night and you couldn't hear a sound. So that was great. So,
but it must have been weird
so
for the musicians. Like if you're playing guitar, like the sound was going into the earphones on the stage as well to the people singing.
Yeah, your own headphones, just like on the radio to hear yourself, I would assume. It would be no difference than performing, actually. Probably at any festival, it's just your instruments aren't hooked up to amps. They're probably hooked up to whatever else. Because we had DJs. That's what happened at Glow Fair. It was mostly DJs, not bands.
Yeah, but on
yes.
stage as musicians, you don't feel the difference at all. It's the same thing for us because we play with buds anyway. But
well, that's that's what I'm thinking,
there,
right?
If you take that out, you can hear nothing.
The most interesting thing about the silent disco is that when you actually take a chance, like, and you take your headphones off so you don't hear any music, and you look around and you see all these people dancing, but all in different ways to kind of different beats. It is one of the most bizarre things you'll ever see. It's quite comedic. It's funny, but these people are having a great time, and it's just funny to see people dancing when you can't hear the music.
Yeah, for sure.
You also got that technology on ships. Whenever you go out on a cruise, they'll put out like probably 5 DJs or 3 DJs, and you can choose the DJs that you want by the color of your headset, and people dance whatever they feel.
That's a good idea, because there's always people complaining about friggin' music, or if you're a DJ at any event or a wedding or whatever, everybody complains.
Yeah. But we did that, and that was a lot of fun. A great experience also with a band to do. So.
Yeah. Well, unless you listen to Blast the Radio, where he'll play whatever song you want. It's not like the regular radio stations where it has to go through about 12 hoops before your song gets played. Milky just plays it. He's awesome.
Am I allowed to tell the secrets of radio right now?
I don't know. Text.
Do you want to know the secrets about a lot of requests?
Well, you used to be on the radio, weren't you? But I didn't want to bring it up.
Oh, yeah, way back in the day, kids.
But I will let y'all in on a little tiny secret. Most of the time, even all request lives, they're already mapped out. In Canada, we have to have certain amounts of hits, non-hits, CanCon, all of that. So when you work for like a top 40 station or even a classic rock where you play a lot of the same songs all the time, when someone calls and says, I want to hear Britney Spears,
woo!
Slave for You. If you're a top 40 station and it's one of the top songs, you can say, yeah, definitely, I'll get it on in the next 20 minutes, because chances are it's coming on in the next 20 minutes no matter what.
Correct.
Yeah, so it's...
Well, maybe if this was 2010.
Well, you know, I should have used a more current, but that goes to show how long it's been since I've been on the radio.
So did Jesse play a lot of Britney Spears when he was on the radio?
He tried, but he wasn't allowed to.
I'll tell you something. The one song I was able to get, because we were on a top 40 station, so it is the most strict of all, and I kept hounding them about Toxic, because Toxic was an older song. I believe it came out in 2006.
And it was pretty popular still.
Yeah,
so.
But it was huge. And so there was only like, there's a very select amount of songs we could have before 2010 because they're old. And I kept hounding them about Toxic, and they let me have Toxic on, and it lasted about 3 weeks. And they were like, nobody likes this song, but I still disagree, and I'll fight to the death for that song.
Well, now you can play it on your own podcast if you want.
That's right. Right. Or I could just perform it myself on our YouTube channel.
There you go.
Which you should all subscribe. That's NJMO on YouTube.
So what's the YouTube channel location, Messy Podcast?
No, it's
No?
because Jesse again was in charge of making the name.
No, and because it was taken. Messy Podcast was taken. I tried. I don't know who these bitches are. They're squatting. They're catfish squatting on our name. Because
Copyright them.
Messy Podcast was taken, so it's Jesse and JMO.
Jesse and JMO on YouTube.
Yeah.
And Instagram, yes. And so our YouTube is basically just live broadcasts or like full broadcasts of our recordings and the occasional fun video when we go out and do stuff.
Yeah.
Well, and you're tagged in the event that everybody's watching this live on. So just go and click on them, follow them, find them on Facebook, and then check them out. There's a lot of videos and clips of interviews that they did in the last several months. And now you're going back to more of just YouTube shooting the shit and having fun. Whatever.
Yeah, we did guests for a long time. And, we actually didn't see as great results. I think people just want to hear two really good friends that have absolutely no filter at all. And we're very honest with our own lives. And I think people love that. I've always said that what makes a great personality or anyone that you take to is that level of, that you're genuine and you're true to yourself and you're true to who you are. And, if that means admitting some of your faults sometimes
or fetishes,
right, then that's what it is. And, I think we're now in this kind of era where everyone's being a little bit more open with their sexuality, with their interests. And to me, that's positive in my opinion, because everyone thinks and feels these ways and they're so scared to talk about it. I think we need to change. Like North America, we're just so tight, or
unclench. Everyone needs to unclench.
Yeah, we need to be more like Europe. Just sex is a natural thing, and
that's how we all got here, isn't it?
Yeah, and the more we talk about it, the safer we can be.
The more the microphone tries to jump off the table.
That's how much we care about sex.
Oh my. And it's a yellow microphone.
Hello, children. Yes. Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloweeny. All right. Sylvain, la prochaine question. I'm lost here on my teleprompter. That's a 6. Number 5. Quels sont les endroits du spectacle? Oh, on l'a déjà dit. Ben là, c'est les hot topics. I'm out of questions now. So we are going to let the audience submit a topic for us to chat about. If not, I have one. À tous ceux et celles qui sont sur les plateformes, si vous voulez soumettre une question à travers du chat, on va vous rentrer pour commencer une conversation. Don't forget that the No Forks Given Forgiveness Burger is almost over till this Saturday, October 31st. The Forgiveness Burger, 25% of the sales go to the Distress Center of Ottawa. The burger is made and inspired by John the Milkman Milky from blasttheradio.com. They are working on getting the apps like Uber Eats, Skip the Dish, and DoorDash so you can actually have it delivered. But for now, you can't. So located at 2560 Bank Street at the Splash and Dash parking lot. I had one, Alain and I had one last week, and it was huge, and it was absolutely greasy and messy, just like me. It was delicious. Oh, we can't hear Jesse and Jenna. Oh.
I said, sorry. I said, like our podcast, also messy like our podcast. As you just as an example right there.
Yeah, well, I told John, I was like, it's messy just like me. And he's like, if you say so. And I'm like, I just told you.
Hey, listen, if there's anybody named the Milkman, a.k.a. Dairy Queen, that can design a big, cheesy, greasy burger, it's John Milky. He has that brand down. So I agree with you.
I had a good time, a fun time, actually, putting him as Dairy Queen in for the Pride Day. It was a lot of fun. And he was actually asking for a Halloween costume. I'm like, do Dairy Queen. And he's like, and freak my mother out again?
Yeah.
That'll scare her.
Isn't that why we are born, to freak our parents out?
Right. Whether you like it or not.
Yeah, exactly. If you haven't listened to BTR yet, blasttheradio.com, they have a boogie break every morning at 10:30 to get your blood flowing. So how do you guys stay motivated home all day?
Oh, it's been a struggle. We're both kind of not gym rats, but we both go to the gym constantly. So when they closed down, it was pretty heart-wrenching. But because we go to the gym all the time, we panic bought a bunch of weights like a month before they closed down because Jesse's like, they're closing. And I was like, calm down, drama queen. It's going to be okay.
But I was right.
And so we lined up and we got our weights, which I'm so thankful for. So I just try to do a workout every day and just try to move. Just try to move.
Yep.
It's movement of any kind. I don't know if you remember Leanne Lang from CTV. When she was on we talked to her when we first did lockdown and she said, it's just movement in general. You know, like it doesn't have to be a workout. It doesn't, but it's just getting up, moving, it's a lot limited during COVID.
Yes. Well, she's on blasterradio.com as well, right? She has a podcast there. So if you go to blasterradio.com, you'll see Lowell Green is there now. He's got a daily show where you can call in and chat with him. Yes, he's back, and he's bitchier than ever.
What did he say? Do you know what he said about the whole Abdi case yesterday? I didn't listen, but I thought, oh my God, Lowell Green tackling this. Just stay away. Just stay away.
Yeah. Sylvain, toi, qu'est-ce que tu fais pour te garder sage pendant la pandémie?
Yes.
Je travaille. Je travaille beaucoup en studio. Alors, studio, beaucoup de contacts au téléphone pour des salles de spectacle, pour des futurs spectacles. Des projets. On est en écriture avec une de nos chanteuses aussi, Karel, et ça regarde très bien. On a des bons contacts qui se développent. Et comme activité physique, c'est de la marche. On la marche avec le téléphone pour continuer des contacts.
Le téléphone des mains pour continuer des conference calls.
Oui, exactement. Ouais. C'est un temps de l'année qui semble être pour bien du monde.
Oui.
Mais dans mon cas, moi, j'en profite pour faire des contacts. Les gens ont juste ça à faire. Ouais. De recevoir ton appel et de t'écouter. C'est important. Et de leur offrir nos services. Et puis, non, ça va super bien.
Y a-tu des amis que tu contactes parce que ça fait longtemps que tu n'y as pas parlé ou?
On parle de différents spectacles présentement. Puis il ne faut pas oublier aussi qu'avec la pandémie, où on a beaucoup de sollicitations présentement, puis on regarde parce que les gens n'y pensent pas. Mais depuis le mois de février, à peu près, le mars, toutes les œuvres de charité n'ont jamais eu de levée de fonds organisée, là. Soit, il y en a eu quelques-uns via le Zoom ou quelque chose du genre. Mais de planifier des concerts, des choses comme ça, tous les gens en ont besoin, que ce soit des maisons de soins palliatifs, que ce soit des maisons pour manger, des gens qui ont faim, etc. On est sollicité dernièrement pour ces choses-là, puis ça regarde très bien d'avoir une belle collaboration pour préparer des futurs spectacles aussi.
Oh, c'est le fun. So, Jenna, is there anybody that you guys are reaching out to that you haven't spoken to in a long time to keep the spirits raised or whatever?
Honestly, it's like in general with the family. I love my family. Don't get me wrong. We're very, very close. But for a long time there, it was every Sunday we were having Zoom meetings. And I was like, okay, guys, like we don't ever talk to each other this often during the year. Like, does it have to be weekly? Like, because it was just the same thing. So what have you guys done? Nothing. I stayed at home. Or I baked a pie, or I baked some bread, or, I just, in general, got chubby.
Who hasn't?
Yeah. So, and then we scaled it back to 2 weeks, every 2 Sundays. And now it's no longer.
Oh, then it's just completely over. I mean, I like bi-weekly meetings. They're good, but.
Yeah. I also started working for myself. So I spend a lot of time on the day on phones with clients. So by the end of the day, when I see someone call, you're just like, no more phone, because everything has to be done by phone now.
Yes. Yeah. I'm kind of, I get to the point where I just shut the phone off. I turn the Wi-Fi, I turn the data off, and then I just watch TV and relax and cuddle up on the couch and do nothing.
Yeah. Good for you. I drink wine. And
Me
cut
too.
I have a few
this
beverages.
guy.
Cheers.
Oh, yes.
Cheers, Sylvain.
Cheers, and cheers to everybody watching.
And Andre, everybody.
Salut.
Yes, cheers.
Salut. So, any big plans for Halloween this weekend? Any of you?
I'll be in Toronto, but I'll be headed. I'm not doing anything though.
You'll be beheaded? What?
I said I'm going to Toronto, but I'm not doing anything for Halloween this year. No.
She might
Right.
be beheading someone. We'll see.
No, definitely not. It's not an exciting trip. It's kind of a drive-in, drive-out sort of situation.
Okay. Jesse?
Well, Friday, I am attending Bette Midler's virtual Halloween Hocus Pocus reunion. Are you not involved with this, Andre? Come on, hello.
No, I'm not one of those drag race, and I'm not that super gay.
Hocus Pocus. No, you don't mean super gay. You mean basic gay. You're not that basic. That's what you're
Yeah.
trying to say, Andre.
I'm a platinum gay, but not in everything.
Yeah. Well, I love Hocus Pocus, and Bette Midler's having this big virtual reunion. So me and my mom bought our tickets, and we're going to watch that
Okay.
Friday night. And then Saturday, we'll see. Hit me up, boys.
Jesse
Oh,
and Jenna's
Jesse.
Wedding Podcast.
Oh, yeah, right. Sorry, it's
We're
a
in a
pandemic. I'm sorry.
pandemic.
Yeah, I forgot.
You keep forgetting about that. Sylvain, as-tu des gros plans pour Halloween samedi?
Pas du tout. J'accompagne quelqu'un, justement, pour... on commence les auditions ici au Québec pour une émission qui s'appelle Star Academy.
Ah,
Alors,
ben oui, je connais
j'accompagne
ça.
une chanteuse là-bas. Ouais,
Ah!
j'accompagne quelqu'un, une de nos protégés. Alors, on s'en va passer des auditions samedi. Alors, c'est là que mon temps va se passer avec la personne en question.
Ah, OK. Tu veux pas dire c'est qui?
It's us.
Oui, son nom, c'est Mélie. Alors, Mélie,
Mélie?
c'est une chanteuse de l'Outaouais. Alors,
OK.
elle chante très, très bien, Mélisane. Et puis,
Ah, wow.
elle fait de très belles choses présentement. C'est vraiment une étoile montante ici dans la région.
Ben, j'ai eu la
Je
chance
l'accompagne là-bas,
de...
justement. Elle m'a demandé de l'accompagner. Alors, c'est ce que je vais faire. Ça me fait énormément plaisir.
Ben, c'est le fun, ça. J'ai eu la chance de faire une entrevue Eva Avila de Canadian Idol. Ça fait une couple de mois. Je l'ai eu en entrevue.
Ouais.
The same day as Leslie Roberts, which he was hilarious. I've been trying to get him back on the show, but he's busy, you know, and all that with all the TV every day.
Oh, we love Leslie. He's a great time.
Yeah, he's amazing. He's such a sweetheart, too. So that's great. Okay, well, I'm going to show the clip now.
Oh, the sexy one.
The sexy clip now. So Rachel, hide their eyes for the first 2.5 minute.
Hide your
Okay.
eyes, Rachel.
Well, my niece.
Don't hide
Is it
them.
bad? What did we? Is it?
Oh no, it's just a little racy at the beginning, and then it's a really good video.
It's fine, Rachel. You'll learn eventually.
All right.
It's fine. Yeah, they watch their own things on YouTube, and I'm sure they've seen worse.
Okay. Okay.
Sure.
We're ready for it.
I'm going to thank you all for being here live with me. We'll show this clip, and then we'll come back for a quick little wrap-up. Live from Findlay Creek and your homes. I wish you all lots of love and goodness during this time. I look forward to seeing what you all have got going on through social media. Share your stories with me, and you can see them on Wednesday nights. Send me an email at andre@diversitycapital.tv if you want to see something or if you'd like to share your story. Next week's guest will be the one and only Isis Couture, also known as Miss Capital Pride. And I just got confirmation that Miss Kiki Ko, Miss Queen of Halloween that just finished, will be joining me. We're actually
Honestly,
going
though,
to
sorry to interrupt you, but she is the queen of Halloween. I saw the costumes from the Lookout Bar the other night, and I was just.
Oh,
Yeah.
Even the wings she brought to Queersphere last year. Hello.
Yeah, Kiki is an amazing. She's spectacular, like seriously, and so is Isis. Like she's very gaga, and I'm loving all the stuff that she's doing too. So I'm just looking for the big intro. There's going to be a cooking segment coming up as well. I'm going to teach you all how to make some samosas.
Look
And I
at
also
you go,
have-
Rachel Ray.
And we're also going to have Tatiana Romanoff of Tea's Pub, who's going to be teaching us how to make a really simple meal coming up all in the next month. Right. Before I end the show, we have a community submission, and I'm going to hit play on my new teleprompter. A story of two sisters from very different backgrounds that are brought into each other's lives to make a difference and make them achieve their greatest dreams. Much like Xtina and Babe Kelly, KP Proulx, they have been dreaming of this project since the day they met. They found the perfect song to do a take on the Two Witches of Oz, but most importantly, they've needed and found their very own wizard. James Forrester brings this video and the magic it needed. The ladies could never thank him enough for helping them along the yellow brick road. Big thanks to their beautiful lovers / victims, Travis Lanoff and Evan Bostuve. Hold on, my teleprompter is going too fast.
Never had that problem before, Andre?
No, I'm not. I never say anything's too fast. They're mini hunters, Elijah and Robert, to the extra special hunters and drivers and first class assistants, Shannon Oliver and Jacob Parsons, to the Lachlan and Pennington Campbell families for allowing them to film on their beautiful properties. Rita Benz for the construction of their opening Niglis. And last but not least, Lynn McCall and Northumberland players for costuming our hunters. They sincerely hope you enjoy watching this as much as they enjoyed filming it. It's a little hot and steamy at the beginning, but perfect launch for Halloween weekend. I hope you enjoy. Here we go. So I do this, then this. Here we go, share audio, and we're good to go.
I never trust a narcissist, but they love me. So I play 'em like a violin. I make it look oh so easy. 'Cause for every lie I tell them, they tell me 3. This is how the world works. Now all he thinks about is me. I can feel the flames on my skin, crimson red paint on my lips. If a man talks shit, then I owe him nothing. I don't regret it one bit, 'cause he had it coming. They say I did something bad, why does it feel so good? They say I did something bad, why does it feel so good? Most fun I ever had, I'd do it over and over and over again if I could. It just felt so good, good. I never trust a playboy, but they love me. So I fly them all around the world, and I let them think they save me. They never see it coming, what I do next. This is how the world works. Gotta leave before you get left. I can feel the flames on my skin. He says don't throw away a good thing. If he drops my name, then I own nothing. If he spends my change, then he had it coming. You say I did something bad, why does it feel so good? They say I did something bad, why does it feel so good? Most fun I ever had, I'd do it over and over and over again if I could. It just felt so good. witches, even if you aren't one. They got their pitchforks and proof, their receipts and reasons. They're burning all the witches, even if you aren't one. So light me up, light me up, light me up, light me up, light me up. Go ahead and light me up, light me up, light me up, light me up. They say I did something better. Why does it feel so good? They say I did something better. Why does it feel so good? Most fun I ever had. I'd do it over and over and over again if I could. It just felt so good, good.
Wow!
We loved that.
Oh, so much.
That was cool, eh?
So
I
cool.
loved everything about it. I love the vocals. I love the visuals.
I know, I haven't heard that song before, and it's growing on me. It's like the third time I've watched it, and I'm starting to really like the song.
I want to go paint myself in green paint. and
Was
go
it an
around.
original? Like, was that an original? Did she
I know,
sing that
well,
too?
they filmed it. I think it took them like a week or two or a couple of days. I'm not sure. I'm actually going to have Xtina on at some point with Babe Kelly to talk about a few. That's like one of many videos they've done. The Pride Day that I did, she's the one that did the Lion King video.
Well, if you're looking for any like new proteges,
Yeah, for backgrounds.
we're available for backgrounds.
Jenna can play a witch any day of the week, Andre. Who are you
I'm
kidding?
the original witch, bitch.
Listen, I'm going to be doing some filming too, so maybe I can get you guys into it. But it is for Xmas, so you
I keep clothes down, waist below. Up's fine.
all right.
I'm open to discussion. So, for Xmas, we could be a couple of elves. We could be Mrs. Claus. We could be whatever you want. Land of Misfit Boys over here, bitch.
You could be naughty little elves. Yes, I'm sure you could. Well, listen, Jesse and Jenna, Sylvain had some tech.
Oh, it's just us, Jenna.
Uh-oh.
Hello.
Uh-oh. We've taken over the live feed. After a few glasses of wine. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Sylvain left. Apparently, I'm having difficulties too. It is. There's some like spookiness going on, and it's.
Happy Halloween.
Okay, so KP replied. It's a Twift song cover by
Shoshana.
KP, Jenna thought it was you singing the whole time.
Yes. Well, I knew it was two singers, but I thought it was going to be one of the songs from Wicked. But it was Wicked. Seriously, it was great.
I loved it. I loved everything about it. Bean and Arrivo.
Me too. It was really
Shoshana, Bean, and Cynthia Erivo.
I love that name, Bean. I had a friend we nicknamed Bean.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it's adorable little nickname, you little Bean.
Was she Mexican? Go ahead, light me up.
Cut him off. Cut her
KP
camera
would
off.
understand.
Jesse and Jenna at jesseandjennasmessypodcast.com.
Thank
Thank you both for being here. I appreciate you guys. Jenna, it's been a long time since I've been trying to get you on the show. Horizon had Jesse on the show, but I've been wanting to get you on, so I'm very glad I got the chance. I haven't seen you since Queer Sphere, so
Right. Thank you so much
great.
for having me. I'm in a much better place than I was back then.
Aren't we all?
We all are. Well, thank you so much. Take care of each other and take care of yourselves and look after each other.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers. Thank you, everyone. Merci, Sylvain.